Yeah. All right, Rob, I think it's safe to start recording.
We're there.
Wonderful. Hello, everybody. Welcome to ETS Parent Night. We are so excited that you all showed up. We love seeing all these numbers. We really love working with your kids, and we really are excited to get to virtually sort of meet you. The closest we can come with 25 people to getting to know you a little bit. If you could please, in the chat, just type what school you're representing and what student you're representing as your personal introduction to the whole group. And everybody can just kind of look at the chat and see where folks are from for a second. So while that's going out, I want to let you know what we will be doing. We will be having, yes, Rob is recording the presentation right now to answer a question in the chat. We will be doing introductions, and then we will be doing an overview of ETS. We'll go through the ETS website, Facebook page, and handouts. We will show you our curriculum for this year. We will talk about our summer program, which is Jump into College. We'll talk about study skills and ETS, career choice and ways parents can help, mentorship, and then we'll have a section for questions and the evaluation at the end. So we'll go ahead and go down the list of introductions, starting with our director, Debbie.
Hi, everybody. My name is Debbie McCann. I am the director of Educational Talent Search, but also I work with students at Henry Wilson Middle School and Farmington High School.
And my name is Melissa Goyette. I am the Associate Director of Educational Talent Search. And I, from a distance, oversee all the students in schools, which is why parents, you probably have received a lot of emails from me so far this year. But I also directly serve Rochester Middle School and Concord High School.
Hi, I'm Liz Worth, and I'm the program coordinator, and I'm so excited to see the faces of some of the names that I've worked with through notes and letters and handling people's folders. I'm the person who kind of holds down the fort at the office, and so very happy to see everybody attending tonight.
So want me to go?
Kate Guyot's next.
Okay.
Oh, hi everybody, Kate Guyot. I service the Lakes Region area, which is Newfound, Belmont, and Laconia, and welcome everybody. It's great to see you here tonight.
And I'm Katie Morrison. I'm an academic advisor at Dover, Somersworth, and Manchester, Southside and Manchester. So I see so many of my students and families here. I'm so excited. This is wonderful.
Hi everyone, thanks for being here. I'm Sarah Janess and I work in the western part of the state at Claremont Middle School and Indian River School.
Hey everyone, my name's Adam Howard. I currently work in the Manchester High School, so I don't work with any of your students directly, but you know, I'll be seeing your students next year when they come on to high school. So I work with West Memorial and Central. And also just to plug it again, I put it in the chat and I'll do it again. If you haven't completed the sign-in sheet, please do that so we can track anyone who's here. So, but very nice to see everyone.
He is also our sign-in sheet police officer.
And if people don't know, the chat is at the bottom of the screen.
Just ask your kids where it is.
Yeah.
And hi everyone, I'm Rob Troon. I'm the ETS advisor for the North Country, including Daisy Bronson Middle School in Littleton. Great to have you all here tonight.
So to give you an idea of what ETS does, some of you are brand new to this program. Others, we've been working with your students since 6th grade. And we work with students that oftentimes are first in their family to go to college, which means their parents may not have completed a 4-year degree, or and they may have completed a 2-year degree. But even if you folks have gone to college, things have changed over the years. So your student may still need some help with all these different steps. We become your student's personal college coach, and there is no cost for our program to you or the schools. We do a lot of different things, including career exploration, study skill help. We keep an eye on grades, monitor progress of your student, do a lot of college exploration, and really everything that your kid could possibly need to help them in their process and achieve their dreams of going to college someday. We do have a website and Facebook page to communicate with you. There is also a parent night. I'm actually going to show this right now. I can't even wait. Show this bigger. Whoops, I got to go back to sharing. I think I'd be really fast with all this Zoom stuff. But on our website here, we have all kinds of different features. We have a tab that talks about us, and you can get a hold of all of the ETS advisors by clicking on their links. So you can see like what schools that advisor serves, and if you want to ask someone like Sarah or Adam or Rob a question, you could just click right on that link and send them an email very easily. We have information about college. We have a parent night tab. So tomorrow we will have, under the middle school parent night, you will see our presentation and recording of this awesome event. We have summer programs that are offered out there that your students could potentially participate in. We have an information tab for financial aid. When your students get a little bit older, we have scholars, seniors, and juniors. We have a career tab to help with career exploration if you wanted to do some of that with your student. We have a tab with forms and things like that for the schools. And we have a homework and study help page. We have recently started working with a program called tutor.com, and we have logins for all of our students. So if your students get stuck, their ETS advisor can hook them up with free online tutoring that they can access at any time. So those are some of the fun things that we have on our website. So ways that you can help students. This is a career year in ETS. So a lot in 7th and 8th grade, we have, we alternate career years and college years. So last year was a college year for your 8th graders. And this year is a career year for your 7th graders. And every year it'll switch off so that students get a career year in a college year while they're in middle school. So the focus this year is on careers. Some things that you can do to help students with the college process and the career process is talking about the school day with them, talking about their academic progress, discussing careers with them, letting them know what resources are out there and available to them and how they can access resources. Talk about goals, any goals that they may have or could have. You know, and it's interesting with this pandemic and all of this online sort of things. I think it's actually making our kids even more savvy with some of the online things. It's really funny. We've been trying to connect with a lot of our middle school kids, and you know, middle school students are just not used to having to check their email. But that it's more and more normal now, especially with some of the schools that have had to go to remote. Kids now actually check email and do more of that sort of stuff than they had in the past. I'm not even sure if email was invented when I was in middle school. And I was in junior high school. That was before middle school was invented. Just a little sneak peek at my age for everybody, in case you were interested. here is what our curriculum looks like, and sort of the way that to help you understand how our meetings go. I'm trying to move my Zoom heading is blocking some of my slides, so I don't even know what I'm reading. But we have workshops each month. When we were face-to-face, the way things would run, we would be in the school with the student, meeting with them, most often in the guidance conference room or the library or whatever space the school would give to us. And one week we would meet with students as a group, and then the next week we would meet with an individual session. So things are a little different right now because of some schools are remote, some schools are face-to-face, some schools are hybrid. So it may look a little bit different this year, but we're trying to continue that pattern as much as we possibly can so that your student gets to have a group activity and an individual meeting with us at least once each per month. So they will see us 2 times a month. Report cards are reviewed quarterly. A lot of times we can just log right on with your student and look at their portals with their schools to see how they're doing about grades, discuss any concerns that they might be having with a particular class, and give them strategies to help bring those grades up if they're getting stuck. And like I mentioned before, we also have tutoring that we can offer them. We look at report cards. We have parent nights every single year, and we normally we do a college tour. We take kids on a field trip, or this year as a career year, we would have taken them on a job site tour so they could get some ideas what jobs are like out there. However, right now we're not able to take them anywhere, but we're really hoping that in the springtime, if we are allowed to take kids on a trip somewhere and there's a safe way to do it and the campuses will allow us onto their campuses, we will absolutely make that effort and take kids on those trips. And study skills activities to help them learn how to study, learn how to prepare for tests, learn how to be good with doing homework and different things like that. So as I mentioned before, there is a career year and a college year. I just lined up some of the workshops here so that you can kind of take a quick look and see. And again, this presentation will be available to you tomorrow morning on our website. So if you're like, hey, what are they doing this year in this career awareness? You can kind of see how the workshops are lined up for each month. In the summertime, we have a program for rising 8th graders called Jump into College. For our 8th graders right now, we were not able to offer that because of the pandemic, but we will be, if we can, offering it again for those 8th graders that had applied and were accepted into the program. And I would like to encourage 8th graders to, if they did not get accepted into the program, to apply again, because there may be some extra room for them. So this summer, with all of our fingers crossed, if everybody could just go ahead and cross both your fingers right now, students remember this program like all through high school. Like they could be a senior in high school and you can say, what has been your favorite part of ETS? And they always say, jump into college. So what we do is we have the students stay overnight at the University of New Hampshire. During the day, we have them come in, as you can see, bright and early, and we have all kinds of activities lined up for them right on UNH's campus. We have them attend 2 real live college classes that professors volunteer to run very specifically for our students. So they try to make sure that the activities that they're doing are engaging for our students. We have a motivational speaker that also works in our admissions department that does a really great presentation for the kids. Some of the students even say that their favorite part of the event is when this man, his name is Richard Haynes, when he speaks, they say they really like that. We were hoping to do STEM activities on campus last year. One of those STEM activities was taking working with a telescope and having kids go out into the field at UNH and look through a telescope and see different planets and things like that. So we're really hoping to be able to recreate this next summer. The next day we get up early, we have a quick breakfast, and we jump on a charter bus and go into Boston, and we visit a college campus in Boston. We like to do some sort of STEM activity out there, and then travel back here to dinner at the dining hall right back at UNH. And then everybody goes and picks up all their luggage and sends it back home. Did I miss anything for jumping to college, ETS advisors?
Nope, sounds good to
I
me.
think you covered every bit of it.
Yeah. So again, this coming summer, this hopefully will be an opportunity for both 7th and 8th graders next year. Next year. Summer of 2021. There we go. It's within this, this year for us, but it's next year really, technically. So mentorship, as you probably can imagine, is so important. Having that personal college coach that people pay for this kind of thing for students in high school, but having us starting with a kid in 6th grade and maintaining that relationship all the way through high school, that is a wonderful relationship that we get to have with our students. And often we are still connected to these students when they're in college, and as they're coming over hurdles in college, they're still reaching out to us, and we're still very much a part of their lives to not only help them, but also celebrate their successes. We love hearing from our college kids. They almost become like our own, after all those years, it's almost like having your own children, many additional children. So that bond is just unbelievable. We love starting early, we love working with your students, and we love building those relationships. We can point them to different resources along the way. We can encourage them along the way. And we try to have our meetings not be just like another class at school. We try to make it really engaging, make it fun, sometimes trick them into learning by playing games and making it exciting. So that's what we're all about with mentorship. Does anyone have any questions? I know that was a lot. You can either ask your questions verbally or you can pose them in the chat.
I don't have a question, Melissa, but I just thought I'd let you know. I don't know if you were even in grade school when email was invented. It was invented in 1978.
Oh, let's see.
I don't even know if you were in middle school.
Oh, I was 6 years old.
There you go.
I just wanted to make a comment. I know Melissa said that normally we would meet twice a month with students. That is normal if we're in the schools, and hopefully we'll get to that. But the beginning of the year has been much slower. I'm just getting to my 2nd round of 8th graders of meeting with them. I've just finished the 1st round with 7th graders. We haven't had the 7th graders contact information, so it's just taken a lot longer. So just asking the students and parents to bear with us. Once we get everything in order, we will have at least one meeting a month, hopefully twice a month as the year goes on. And Melissa, should we mention about the applications for the 7th graders?
I was going to do that. Yes. Thank you for the reminder.
Okay.
Before you do that, Melissa, I want to add to what Katie said is I actually am lucky enough to be meeting with many of my students face-to-face. And however, we can't be in groups. So I'm meeting individually with all of my students, and which means that it really only ends up being once a month that I get to see them until we're in a situation where I can have kids in groups, then that's how it will stay.
Mhm. And if your student missed a meeting this last time, we'll just catch up the next time. It's just hard to reschedule like the next day because we're meeting, like I have 6 different schools and that I meet with. So just we'll get around to them. We'll definitely catch up with them. That's it's the highlight of our days is meeting with the students. They're really wonderful, and they're very engaging and fun, and they're always impressive.
We do have a couple of questions in the chat.
Okay, great.
The first question was, will this program be happening during school hours still or after school hours?
Well, that is, yes. Both. We are trying to accommodate students and families as best as we can, honestly. We are trying to meet with students during the school day. Sometimes if it's not, the schools have signed an agreement that we would have access to students during the school day. So we do have permission to take students out of class for 15 minutes to check in with them and to meet them, whether they're face-to-face or remote. We have that authorization. There are some students that have said to us, you know, I just can't, Rochester Middle School, I want to still be able to meet in, of course, Rochester has just gone all remote as soon as I had the face-to-face thing all set up. But right now, Rochester Middle School is all remote. So I do my group meetings with my RMS students after school, right after school, so that I can meet with them in a group. So there's a lot of different configurations. And like when I showed you the ETS website, which is ets.unh.edu, which is on the PowerPoint slides, by the way, you can go to that About tab and you can click on your ETS advisor to see how that particular school is being handled, because of our 11 middle schools, one of them has a different sort of configuration. So it's really hard to answer that in a very general sort of way.
Next question.
I want to address, this is also a question in the chat, and I want to address what Katie was saying. I am going to put the ETS application in the chat right now. If your student is a 7th grader, our 6th grade program was interrupted. So we were not able to go through the normal process of having our 6th graders. The 6th grade program is sort of a, it's something for the kids to try out and see if they want to continue in the 7 through 12 program. So at this point, we just sort of picked up with all of our former 6th graders at the beginning of the school year. So now, if your student was in the 6th grade program last fall and they want to continue in the 7 through 12 program, but they have not filled out that 7 through 12 application yet, if you could please fill out that application so that they can continue in our program, that would be wonderful. Is there any questions about that from parents? I know that's very confusing.
So I know that I have filled out something from an email. Okay, there's been so many things that have come at me this year through emails, like fill this out. I have 3 kids that are virtually learning. So I know that I filled out something for you guys, and I got it again. So just to make sure I've crossed all my T's and dotted my I's, I've done that. So my 7th grader, I pretty sure is all set, but do you follow up with people like, hey, we haven't received this from you, just in case we don't know if we've done it?
Yes.
But think we might have. Okay.
We are, yeah. So you would have had 2 different things to fill out. I think I know exactly what you're talking about. One would be like the remote participation waiver. That gives us the ability to meet with your students. And then also the, for parents of 7th graders, we would have sent out, a lot of the advisors have probably sent out the application for the 7 through 12 program. What school is your child from?
He's in Dover.
He's in
Middle
Dover,
School.
so.
I haven't sent out any applications yet, not for
Okay.
7th grade.
Okay.
I've just
Okay.
gotten through the first meeting yet, so.
One other thing, if there's anybody here that wasn't in the 6th grade program, but they somehow got this email through the school letter website, you can still take an application and fill it out and look for us to process it and get back in touch with you.
We love working with students, and we'd love some more.
So there was a question just before the last comment. Someone had mentioned that they hadn't been contacted about any group meetings or individual meetings. And I think we kind of addressed that. It wasn't the person who was just asking that, that because of the COVID situation, things are happening a little slower than normal. And I know Katie had just mentioned that she has not sent information out to her 7th graders yet. So, and I think we're all in kind of that same boat. So it's definitely not a problem if you haven't heard. There's most likely not a problem going on. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, I think everyone has reached out to their students, but maybe not parents yet.
Yeah, not everybody I haven't reached out with the application, but all of my students have been contacted to set up a meeting. So, yeah.
I see a question about an 8th grader in Belmont. If your student is in 8th grade, they've probably already filled out the application that they need to be. I think we're all set.
Yeah, is that Ava?
It's in the questions in the chat, Kate, with the name, so that'll tell you which.
You're an 8th grader, you're all set.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just 7th graders that we need that second application, the 7 through 12 application. Is there any other questions from parents? Is there any ETS to add something about the middle school program?
We did just get another quick question. So if advisors, maybe if you can look and see who that is and contact them, that's the second.
It's a newfound parent.
And is that a 6th grader?
Trying to get there.
He's a 7th grader.
Excellent. Thank you, Kate.
Yeah, let me get there. That's correct. We're late on the draw, but in the near future, absolutely, I'll be reaching out to you folks.
Yeah, because Kate, you're still trying to catch up with your remote newfound students, right? Yep. She's been seeing all her face-to-face newfound students in the schools. So now she's trying to, now that she's gone through all those students, she's trying to jump in with her remote kids.
Yeah.
She wanted to get to her face-to-face students while she still could before they went all remote.
So everything is, so Kate and I both have 6 schools, right? We have like 260 students that we're trying to schedule individual meetings with on Zoom meetings. So it's just taking twice as long, but once we get the system down, it will be able to do students in groups, meet in groups, which will be much more efficient.
Totally.
We do have a couple more questions. The first one says, your email doesn't work with our kids' school email. Is that correct still? Depends on the school that you're at. Some schools, yes. Some schools, no.
Predominantly, no.
Most schools, no.
No.
I know I try to get additional email addresses, especially with our Google Classroom. I try to find additional email addresses that we can use to communicate with our students.
So yeah, we do a couple of different things for that. We sometimes students will have another Gmail account that we can use. We are working with our schools. I just got an account from Rochester Middle School, a school account, and I know that other ETS advisors are working on getting school accounts from the schools, but it is taking some time to process those because it's up to the school to create those accounts for us and give us access. But we are working on that.
Mm-hmm. I've had a lot of middle schoolers from Belmont and Laconia. They literally have been creating a lot of Gmails on their own. Even before I've met with them, they have Gmails, which seems to run fairly smoothly with our Google Classrooms that we use. And if you folks do need to reach us, though, our emails are all within our website that Melissa went over initially at the very beginning.
Yeah. I see a question here in the chat about a student that's moving from Somersworth to Dover. And yes, we do have an ETS program in both Somersworth and Dover. So if the student just lets Katie know, who is the ETS advisor, or you can send Katie a chat, right? Katie Morrison, a private message right in the chat to say your student's name. She can switch which school they're in so that she can contact that student. But she actually serves both of those schools. So they won't even be changing ETS advisors.
And just tell the school counselor too that you were in ETS in the previous school, and then they'll let me know. So that's great. So I can still add them. I just wanted to say for my Dover, Somersworth, and Southside middle school students here, what I'm doing in terms of how to connect with students is I'm sending an email to the school counselor, because I can't email them directly at their school email, sending to their school counselor, and the school counselor is then forwarding the email from me to say, this is a message from your ETS advisor. You have a meeting tomorrow. Below is your meeting time, and I list the time that they're scheduled, and here